Alrighty then. We are live and alive in the 915. What's going on, everyone? It is Monday, May 27th, and it's time for another edition of our stay at home open mic, aka the online open mic, aka the late mic. We are coming to you live from El Paso and everywhere. As always, we're online, so we get to connect with people from all over the country, all over the world, and travel to them in the blink, in the snap of in an instant, thanks to technology. This is our YouTube channel, our YouTube show, and we've been doing this every single Monday. That's every single Monday since April of 2020. That's wild to me when I say that. I tend to say this now at the beginning of almost every show, and it's still unbelievable sometimes. But here we are. We've been trudging along, working on our poetry, our art. People want a space where they can share their stuff from the comfort of their own home. It's nice. I enjoy it. So we're still here. If you haven't done so already, I'm going to do that shameless plug. As always, we'd love to have you subscribe to our channel. In addition to these online mics, one of the benefits of subscribing is you'll be notified whenever we set up the next stream. Again, these are every Monday. I do set up the stream beforehand. So if you're subscribed, it'll show up on your feed with a link to sign up. So if you're ever thinking about that, that is one benefit of subscribing to the channel. In addition to that, we do have other featured videos from live shows, featured performances, a couple other series that I do called Fresh Cuts. I have a couple of podcasts that I've been editing and will be released shortly. So yeah, all sorts of content. We look forward to seeing you guys. Of course, shout out to Dan the Man. Dan the Man is live with us in the live chat. Type in chat, let us know you're here, Dan. It's good to see you. And that goes for anyone. The interesting, cool, unique thing about these online shows is the audience for us, for the most part, is intangible. Like we can't see the audience like at a live show, in front of us or here, or kind of get those real time responses that you might get in a live venue. So we do have to rely on other things. So one way is the live chat. We do have a live chat on the YouTube channel. And on Mondays when we go live, we encourage people to hang out there, leave comments, interact with the performers. I'll be sharing links. I'll admit, sometimes I drop the ball on sharing every single link, but because there's always a lot going on. But I'll do my best, especially since I'm mentioning it now. I'm probably gonna get everyone today. The other thing is you can use emojis. You can just react, just get your favorite emojis, copy and paste them, all that good stuff. Something that we don't get a whole lot of is after the show. One thing you can do is you can click the like button that pushes out to more people, and also engagement. So if you leave a comment, not the live chat, you leave some comments there. Who did you love? Who did you enjoy? Are there any particular lines that stuck out to you in any particular way, or struck you in any particular way? And as always, if you are watching live and do feel inspired to read, you can sign up. There is a link to sign up in the description. As long as we're live and have enough time, we can get you on. And if not, just check it out this week and be on the lookout and sign up. Join us next week. It's pretty cool. Um, sorry, my voice is a little dry right now. I'm recovering from a whole semester of talking, and I guess a whole career of talking and other engagements too. But my throat is going through a bit, so I'm gonna try and stay hydrated. Hopefully, you guys are too at home. So grab a favorite refreshment, a snack, sit back, kick back, relax, because it's time for our online mic. And as we've done many, many times before, we are going to open the mic with our very own mic, our very own lighthouse, Mike Sindler. What is going on? Joining us from Denver, Michael Sindler. Take it away, my friend.
Hey, good to see you, Richie. Good to see everybody here. And as Richie was saying, it's really nice to know there are people out there on YouTube as well, both watching us live and watching this later. And we appreciate y'all, and we do appreciate all those comments. Um, and something that I want to point out mainly to y'all out there, because you haven't heard it a million times, is this is lighthousewriters.org, which is a wonderful, wonderful resource for writers of all types and all genres, whatever level you're at and whatever you're interested in doing. And I especially want to let y'all know that their annual big festival, Lit Fest, is going on from the 7th to the 14th. And there are a lot of things that are available online, and some of the really best classes that I thought would have been long gone are still available. Last I checked, both Mark Doty and Jane Hirschfield class are available still online. So you might want to really quickly see if you can get in those, and some of the other just tremendous instructors. That being said, I thought I would start with something a little bit light before I get heavy here on this Memorial Day. So I'm going to start with a haiku called Overstock. Can a pantry be overstocked? So many cans, so many bottles. Ignore the expiration dates. And I'm only going to do one other poem of mine. I actually wrote this for Veterans Day as opposed to Memorial Day, but I think it serves double duty. It's a villanelle, and it's called Stone Soup. These days of shared remembrance all seem to strain the set confines we fill so full of importance. What makes them somehow holier, deserving communal respect? These days of shared remembrance with particular attributes and invented ceremonies we feel so full of importance that make no sense beyond culture, nothing truly universal. These days of shared remembrance form bonds of artificially constructed close community we feel so full of importance, dumping dreams into a cauldron, supping from a bowl of stone soup. These days of shared remembrance, we feel so full of importance. And I thought I would go ahead and do one old school hat poem and then a newer one. And the old one is by the whale guy, Herman Melville, and it's called Shiloh, a Requiem. Skimming lightly, wheeling still, the swallows fly low over the field in clouded days, the forest field of Shiloh, over the field where April rain solaced the parched ones stretched in pain through the pause of night that followed the Sunday fight around the church of Shiloh. The church so lone, the log-built one that echoed to many a parting groan and natural prayer of dying foemen mingled there. Foemen at morn, but friends at eve, fame or country lease their care. What, like a bullet, can undeceive? But now they lie low, while over them the swallows skim, and all is hushed at Shiloh. And oh, keep my hat on. This newer one is by Yusef Komunyaka. Sorry for mispronouncing it, as I'm sure I did. It's called Facing It. My black face fades, hiding inside the black granite. I said I wouldn't. Damn it. No tears. I'm stone. I'm flesh. My clouded reflection eyes me like a bird of prey, the profile of night slanted against morning. I turn this way. The stone lets me go. I turn that way. I'm inside the Vietnam Veterans Memorial again. depending on the light to make a difference. I go down the 58,022 names, half expecting to find my own in letters like smoke. I touch the name Andrew Johnson. I see the booby trap's white flash, names shimmer on a woman's blouse. But when she walks away, the names stay on the wall. Brushstrokes flash, a red bird's wings cutting across my stare. The sky, a plane in the sky. A white vet's image floats closer to me. Then his pale eyes look through mine. I'm a window. He's lost his right arm inside the stone. In the black mirror, a woman's trying to erase names. No, she's brushing a boy's hair. Thank you very much.
Right on. Thank you, Mike. Aside from Lighthouse, any other plugs?
Um, no, nothing that I have in particular, but yeah, I appreciate the ability to do plugs and love hearing what everybody else has going on. So thank you very much.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks for those pieces. Once again, thanks for coming by, everyone, and everyone who's tuning in online. Let us know you're here. Say hello in the chat, so we can hang out with you. And any relevant links I'll be pushing through. We're gonna go ahead and continue from Denver to Pittsburgh, where we're gonna check in with the one, the only Vale Larkin. Hey, Vale, happy Monday. Good to see you again. Take it away.
Good to see you too. Okay. This is gonna be kind of a traumatic ride, I'm afraid. These are the last three poems I've written, and I will read them in the order they were written, with trigger warnings as appropriate. This first poem is about the war in Sudan. If you're not familiar with the war in Sudan, assume topics familiar to those familiar with war. Sudan burns, and we play laments accidentally. When they say to us, "Where were you? What were you thinking? How did you feel?" we will bow our heads, shamefully silent, and they will know how they died. I am not forgetting. I am not letting anything pass by, and I am not doing anything that could change one iota of war, famine, or the burning sun. I am not forgetting, and I am telling myself my bleached memory has value, has something to say to powers beyond me, does anything to bring change. When they say to me, "Where were you?" and I say, "Home." And what were you thinking? And I say, I am trying not to think, not to let myself sink under the poisonous flood of what you're enduring. And how do you feel? How do I? And why? What use is it? I am mourning them. Like a few tears can undo this, our willful, insensate unwillingness. Their empty eyes. This next poem is less traumatic. It is part of a series I've started on people who were really influential in my life, even though I didn't know them as well as I would have liked to. Little tiny bit of backstory. At this time in my life, I was a sex worker, and this individual was a drug dealer I knew who had been a second grade teacher for chess. You were what they said to expect. pills and powders, bits of flowers, a magic man, and a shaman. And the way he smiled at me, lost in a chemical haze in that maze of strangers, and told me I was safe. We are all racist, we white folk. I saw respect and care miss the mortality of a black man in the grip of small, pale fingers, deadly as snakes. But you were always kind, and we talked of books for hours. We were both uprooted, unwieldy in the dark. I sang arias when the party went home, crying for my airsats, but still lost for longing. You taught your kids the things you taught their kids before they took your life away for a handful of baggies. Everyone knows second grade teachers make plenty of money to support their families, their communities, their freedom, rights, advancement, pride, success, life. You stayed in the city and giving back till they drove you out into the streets. I never knew your last name. You never knew mine that I know of. I think of you often. I miss you for no reason, no good excuse, with my ignorance, my pallid callousness. But we were birds, broken winged and roaming the earth, singing sky songs. Thank you. And the last one is, well, self-explanatory when I explain the trigger warnings. This is, the title is Breathe for Aaron Bushnell. Aaron Bushnell was a protester, an airman, a serviceman who committed self-immolation outside the Israeli embassy in protest of the situation in Palestine. Around the same time, there was a story out of Gaza of a 6-year-old girl who had gotten trapped in the wreckage of a car where her family had died. And while she was waiting for the Red Crescent to send rescue, she was killed. Breathe for Aaron Bushnell. There's the smell of petrochemicals in the air, like always, like on every run off base. You say, this is what the ruling class has decided will be normal. In Gaza, a young girl lies broken beneath the engine block of a car. The car is full of her family, and they are broken, and they are all dead. While she calls for help, the soldiers surround her, and the smell of petrochemicals. You say, this is what the ruling class has decided will be normal. The camera is set on the ground. You breathe. You say, free Palestine. You breathe. You say, free Palestine. You breathe. The girl in Gaza says, when are you coming to get me? Suddenly, there is blazing light. Thank you.
Vel. Yeah. Those all three. Thank you so much. Do you have any plugs or anything you'd like to share right now before we move?
I will make a general plug that in addition to my usual practice of, I believe firmly in paying reparations to Black Americans if you're a white American. I think if you are a white American, you should be directing your money towards Palestinian businesses and individuals as well. That's my plug.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Vel. All right. I think yes. Take a also moment to breathe. And thanks for the message. Um, and advocacy. All right. We're gonna go ahead and continue. Oh, hi Sandy. Sandy's online in the live chat. So is Dan. Yeah, if you're there, say hey. Good to see you guys here. We're gonna continue. Come back to El Paso EP, where we have our very own Robin Schofield ready to go. Our master poet and master gardener. All right. When you are ready, go and take it away. Happy Monday, Robin.
Happy Monday, Richie. Happy Monday, everybody. It is Memorial Day, kind of a solemn time, so I thought I would pick out a couple of poems about soldiers, and my cover poem will be one by a soldier who died in World War I. So the first one is about my nephew, who is a veteran of the Navy. He didn't die in a war, but he died, well, he died in a different kind of war. It's called Fall Calendar. The leaves crawl down the street like spiders. The sun burns low in the sky, going out like a spark from a campfire. I wax and wane like one of my nephew's cigarettes. Now Jeremy's been murdered in a fire set by a strange, enraged woman, no one he knew. He fell dead from the fumes, his body burned beyond naming. I walk in a circle till the light is gone. My doctor thinks I'm not punctual. I grieve, it's not still September, October, gone and taken a bite out of the days. News from South Texas after November floods. There are so many tiny blue and yellow butterflies that if you stand in any one place too long, you suffocate. So this one is about a soldier who, Siegfried Sassoon, an Englishman who did not die in the Great War. Mad Jack, your men called you, but not for grabbing 2 hours of peace at Mametz Wood. 60 German soldiers you cleared out with a bag full of bombs. Then you read Virgil's Georgics down in their empty trench. You realize you delayed the battle? Colonel Stockwell chewed you out. I'd have got you a DSO if you'd shown more sense. What did you do? Just grin and say, yes, sir? You couldn't find that peace again so easily, for you earned your nickname, dragging the wounded out of battle on the Western Front. For that, they hung around your neck the military cross, which you later threw into the Mersey. When you signed up as a feverish patriot and author of pastoral poetry, they put you in the mud and wire, the officer who often took the night patrol. 3 years later, after your soldier's declaration, you, shell-shocked, were charged with treason, and only Robert Graves and a diagnosis of neurasthenia saved you from court-martial. You lived to write the poems that harbored no truth unfitting about trench warfare. A young captain, old, still a cricket player. You never gave up your reckless driving. And so that was Siegfried Sassoon, and this one is by Isaac Rosenberg, who tragically died when he was, gosh, in his early 20s in the war. A very great loss for poetry. This is called Break of Day in the Trenches. The darkness crumbles away. It is the same old druid time as ever. Only a live thing leaps my hand, a queer sardonic rat, as I pull the parapet's poppy to stick behind my ear. Droll rat, They would shoot you if they knew your cosmopolitan sympathies. Now you have touched this English hand, you will do the same to a German soon, no doubt, if it be your pleasure to cross the sleeping green between. It seems you inwardly grin as you pass. Strong eyes, fine limbs, haughty athletes, less chanced than you for life, bonds to the whims of murder, sprawled in the bowels of the earth, the torn fields of France. What do you see in our eyes at the shrieking iron and flame hurled through still heavens? What quaver, what heart aghast? Poppies whose roots are in men's veins drop and are ever dropping. But mine in my ear is safe, just a little white with dust. Isaac Rosenberg, the great poet. Thank you, everybody.
All right, cool. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that. Somebody just rang the doorbell. That's weird. Huh. Okay. um, I was waiting for the Tumblewords plug, but yeah, we Tumblewords got to hit up Tumble. It's all good. Kids got it down. A great place to go and read your work if you have a chance. But oh, sorry, create new work. Sorry, I'm distracted by the doorbell thing. That's what time is it? Okay. Next up, we got looking at the list. Okay, we're gonna move on to AJ, who's also a little up the road in San Miguel, who is gonna share. Oh, okay. I always appreciate when people sign up. I give you guys an option to like add stuff. So I'm learning about a new personality type, a ENFP. Okay, that's a campaigner. I'll let you tell us about that. Anyway, you got some pieces you want to share? AJ, welcome back, and go ahead and take away when you are ready. Hello, hello.
Thank you. I thought Doc was gonna go before me. You caught me by surprise. I'm doing last minute edits, trying to get my book uploaded by today. So yeah, I'm a little distracted. I tried to write something today. But well, I guess from this you'll be able to figure out what happened and where I was. It's called In Flanders Fields. Are we saying that the afterlife is so far away that it's disconnected from here? That the here and now becomes the gone and went? Maybe I never understood what's a soul. There must have been an answer. I couldn't grok why it didn't know me. I mean, really me, not who I was being at that moment, responding to the forces, constraints, feelings upon me. Why couldn't I know me? All the me's I had ever been. Why not? Did they not know and just make up stuff to appease a child? Not her curiosity, mind you, but just the child's, her behavior. Do souls or distant me's come visiting in Flanders fields, using the time communing with their buddies, all together in that space, all together once again through magic thinned in Flanders fields complete? When we write, we don't have to point out everything as if we were teaching. We can just write and let the analysts later argue their different stories about what I meant, how many things, big events or little events, I was or was not talking about. Let the words be shards erupting from my chosen context, my freedom self who does this thing and interrupts me only when I need to know. When I change my performance, my goal is connection. I very quickly suss the magic answer, and I'm able to connect on some deep level, however briefly. The intensity varies based on the context of the connection and the dynamics all the parts create. In Flanders fields, the poppies grow. Opium poppies. What does opium do to the mind? Thank you. That was my day.
Okay, thank you, AJ. And any plugs right now? Can people follow and support you online?
Right now, I'm just desperately trying to get the Kindle book up on Amazon. So hopefully I will be kind of a more ordered person the next time you see me. What was from Tumbleweed's Kit? That thing the Flanders Fields, yes, that was the inspiration from Bill Saturday. And I haven't been able to get away from it. Thanks, Michael.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, AJ. Yeah, I had Doc up next, but he kind of barely just got in. So I usually don't put people on right away when they just get into the room, so they can settle in and get ready. All right. So speaking of which, so we do have Kazi Kaz up next, joining us from Allentown, Pennsylvania, fresh off his whole multi-set abecedarian poem there, the ABCD poem, and we're excited to see what you have for us today. So, Kazi Kaz, when you are ready, go ahead and take it away. Welcome back, my friend.
All right. Hello, hello. Thank you, Richie. Thank you, everybody. Hello. How's everybody doing today? All right, all right. It's been a couple weeks since I've been here. Life has been lifing the hell out of me a little bit lately, but I'm here. So yes, as you mentioned, I've been performing my ABCs in fragments and segments. So today I have something completely different. This one is an older piece that I wrote like 4 years ago. It's titled "When I Was Just a Boy." Excuse me. When I was just a boy, I had no idea of that which I never knew I didn't know, which is everything I know now. Had I known, I would have been unknowingly ahead of myself, leaving me far behind everything that I was to be. That being me. The memory of my past is presently here to write my history's future, which I forgot to not remember so that I wouldn't forget. If I recall, yesterday was tomorrow's today, therefore I never called in the first place. Yet you question my calling with the questionable answer you call for. I find that if I lose myself to be found, I will not be lost. So intrepidly I trek the trepidation of my Odyssey's quest while fearing my fear of nothing. I can hear the blaring in the deafening silence while blindly looking to see what I can envision myself hearing. I look at that which I've been heard to have seen. A crystal clear, hazy fog, condoning the enablings of thwarting inhibitions, freely incarcerating my imprisoned liberties, permanently making my freedom temporary, like a finite infinity ending in a never-ending beginning. So I shall stop to start the completion of my commencement before the aftermath rises up to come down into the full emptiness of my vastly expanded limitations. See, I've been gone just to come home. So excuse me as I leave for my return. Thank you.
All right, man. Very cool. I love the style as always. Appreciate it, man. How can people check you out online and follow you?
Oh, yeah, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. I put it in the chat for everybody.
All right, perfect. And I will make sure to share those links. Thanks for making the time and joining us today, this Monday. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Cool. All right. We're gonna keep this rolling along. We got people from all over the country. At least one international, no, two, a couple international signed up today. But let's go ahead and we're gonna move on to South Euclid, Ohio. Got a double poet laureate in the house. We got Doc Janning. What's up, Doc? Last week I just want to make sure you're okay. You're
I'm
all
here.
right. Good to see you.
At least I think I am. This morning I read for the Memorial Day ceremony here in South Euclid, and I'm going to start with that same poem. Salute. Oh, say, can you see them? Oh, yes, I can see them by the dawn's early light, the shades of those gone who so proudly we hailed, parading by in rank and file as their flags were first gleaming. December 16th, 1636, the National Guard. June 14th, 1775, United States Army. October 13th, 1775, United States Navy. November 10th, 1775, United States Marine Corps. August 4th, 1790, United States Coast Guard. September 18th, 1947, United States Air Force. December 20th, 2019, United States Space Force. I think I said Space Force twice. Should have been Air Force and then Space Force. We salute all their spirits and honor their memories, which echo through time, and honor their service, to honor their sacrifice. And now we salute them. We salute their rest and a job well done, with echoes of our own in heartfelt thanks and the playing of taps. And then we had some people from the marching band play taps. The way beyond the shores of time and the forever, beyond forever, beyond limitless horizons and the unseen which lies beyond the stars and worlds behind worlds, beyond the spiral of being and the interplay of energy, beyond body and mind and the vastness of inscapes, beyond yearning and longing, memories and pain, lies a way of mystery and magic, of hopes and dreams, of poetry and philosophy, art, music, and song, and I am. And I think, oh, here we go. Heartbeats. In the soft breath of Mazarin midnight are nightscapes, visions of moonlight and stars, of deep shadowed glades, limed in images of light. Whispers, if you listen closely, to the heartbeat of life and the heartbeat of Gaia. Now inhale, breathe deeply of aromas around you. Absorb the sense of green and growing, of leaf mold and petrichor. Listen to hear the hoot of an owl as it speaks the wisdom of ages, the quiet movement of life across the land, the nearby ripple and rush of water as it flows to the sea. Feel the air as it surrounds you, caresses you with its breeze. Now open yourself and experience your own heartbeat. Experience night. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Doc. And is there anything going on this week? Any features else that you'd like to promote or share online? Or
Nothing right now. Thank you.
All righty, cool. As always, thanks for taking the time on this Monday to be here with us, including your busy double laureate, or as Mike said, the stereo laureate schedule.
Yeah, getting
Um,
busier and crazier.
as it does. Yeah, I know all about that one. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and look at our list here. Once again, welcome. If you're just tuning in, this is our online open mic. We do this every Monday, starting around 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So calibrate that to wherever you are in the world. And we're gonna go ahead and keep going. We're gonna actually stop in Fort Worth, where we have Sue Schnitzer in the house, who's going to share a poem, and she wrote maybe a song, and I'm hoping that's a really, really, really good maybe, like that's and like you really do. But Sue, go ahead and take it away when you are ready.
I might do two poems and one song if I have time. I'm going to start with a letter poem that I hadn't planned to share, but yeah. Dear reader, I have probably never met you, or maybe I have. I have no idea who will read this, so I just assume you are not someone I know. I hear so many conflicting things. Some of them get me so mad I talk, scream, gesture at my computer or echo speaker or car radio. I seem to get wound up faster than I used to. Does that happen to you too? I tell myself to calm down. I tell myself to turn it off. I tell myself to do anything except pay attention to the news. But I'm drawn back, like a moth to a flame. I get worked up, I walk away, I go back, and on and on and on. The barrage of news and opinions doesn't stop. My anger and confusion don't stop. Ad infinitum, I wonder how will all of these wars and conflicts and lifetime grudges and hate end? Will the world explode before I do? Do you have similar thoughts? Are you tormented by what you hear and wish there was an easy solution? Do you wish there was a hard solution? Do you believe there even is a solution? Or, like me, do you feel like this has gone on for so long? It will never end. There will be no winner. We're all going to lose. We're all already losing. Do you know what I'm writing about? Which war, conflict, difference of opinion I might be referring to? Past? Present? Does it matter? Do you call a war a conflict? Do you call a conflict that involves armies a war? Do you care what it's called when there are bombs and guns and people carrying out orders and people's passions turning cities, towns, fields into battlefields, destroying families, making enemies of friends? Do you think these places will ever be able to live in peace? Do you think we live in peace here in the US? Do you sometimes wonder what it would be like to live in a country constantly at war? Are you already living there? Do you feel like you live in a different form of war? Words, beliefs, religions, politics. Do you think it's time? Past time? We need a truce before it's too late. Do you wonder if it's already too late? If we're past the point of no return? I hope, I dream, I wish that every day was Armistice Day. What do you hope, dream, and wish for? So that was my kind of thoughtful downer poem. This one's a teeny bit more hopeful. It's called Rainy Day. This is a pretty new one and much shorter. It's raining again. The wind is picking up again. I want to see the sun. I want to feel warmth from light, not stifling humidity. I know we need the rain. But we also need sunshine. I need sunshine. Gray skies can smother if they stay in place too long. I don't look away. I'm waiting to see if the sun will break through and there will be a rainbow. I'm not a wishful person, but right now I need hope. And hope is a rainbow after the rain. All right. I'm going to do a song that I didn't write. It was written by Radney Foster, and I was lucky enough to see him play this a week or so ago. It's called Angel Flight. And angel flight is what they call the flight when they fly the dead back from war. All I ever wanted to do was fly, leave this world and live in the sky. I left the C-130 out of Fort Worth town. I go up some days, I don't want to come down. Well, I fly that plane called the Angel Flight. Come on, brother, you with me tonight. Between heaven and earth, you're never alone. On the angel flight, come on, brother, I'm taking you home. I love my family and I love this land, but tonight this flight's for another man. Between heaven and earth, oops, sorry, we do what we do because we heard the call. Some gave a little, but he gave it all. Well, I fly that plane called the Angel Flight. Come on, brother, you're with me tonight. Between heaven and earth, you're never alone. On the angel flight, come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Yeah, come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Well, the cockpit's quiet and the stars are bright. Feels kinda like church in here tonight. And it don't matter where we touch down. On the angel flight, it's all sacred ground. Well, I fly that plane called the Angel Flight. Got a hero riding with us tonight. Between heaven and earth, you're never alone. On the angel flight, come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Oh, come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Thanks
All right,
for
thank
listening.
you. No, awesome. Thanks for dropping some knowledge and some cool tunes and thoughtful poems. Thank you, Sue. And you've got your YouTube channel, right? As well as your Substack.
Yeah, YouTube and Substack, I'll drop those in there. And I was using my little mini uke tonight.
Nice. That's cool. The mini uke. Always fun. Yeah. So joining us from Fort Worth today, Texas, and we're gonna come back to far west Texas, in El Paso, where many of you already know what's up. You've heard Tumbleboards mentioned a couple times, but somehow you just stumbled into this one. Then you got Mr. Monday Night up next, Mr. Kit Rand. Kit, take it away when you are ready.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you, Richie. Thanks, everyone else. Yeah, for my reading, good. Continuing to read Harmony of the World by Charles Baxter. I know, but okay. Well, he's just agreed to dinner with the woman. So after she had served and we had started to eat, she looked up at me and said, "You know, I'm not completely good." She paused. At singing. What? I stopped chewing. Yes, you are. You're all right. Don't lie. I know I'm not. You know I'm not. Come on. Let's at least be honest. I think I have certain qualities of musicality, but my pitch is, you know, uneven. You probably think it's awfully vain of me to put on these recitals like this with nobody but friends and family coming. No, I don't. Well, I don't care what you say. It's, I don't know. People encourage me. And it's a discipline. Music's finally a discipline that rewards you. Privately, though. Well, that's what my mother says. Carefully, I said, she may be right. Who cares if she is? She laughed, her mouth full of food. I enjoy doing it. Just like I enjoy doing this. Listen, I don't want to seem forward or anything, but are you married? No, I didn't think so. She picked up a string bean and eyed it suspiciously. Why aren't you? You're not ugly. In fact, you're all right looking. You obviously haven't been crazy. Are you gay or something? No, she agreed. You don't look gay. You don't even look very happy. You don't look very anything. Why is that? I should be offended by this line of questioning, but you're not. You know why? Because I'm interested in you. I hardly know you, but I like you. What I can see. Don't you have any trust? Yes, I said finally. So answer my question. Why don't you look very anything? Do you want to hear what my piano teacher once said? I asked. He said I wasn't enough of a fanatic. He said that to be one of the great ones, you have to be a tiny bit crazy. Touched. And he said I wasn't. And when he said it, I knew all along he was right. I was waiting for someone to say what I already knew, and he was the one. I was too much a good citizen, he said. I wasn't possessed. She rose, walked around the table to where I was sitting, and stood in front of me, looking down at my face. I knew that whatever she was going to do had been picked up in attitude from one of her songs. She touched the back of my arm with 2 fingers on her right hand. Well, she said, maybe you aren't possessed, but what would you think of me as another possession? 6. In 1618, at the age of 70, Catherine Kepler, the mother of Johann Kepler, was put on trial for witchcraft. The records indicate that her personality was so deranged, so deeply offensive to all, that if she were alive today, she would still be called a witch. One of Kepler's biographers, Angus Armitage, notes that she was evil-tempered and possessed an interest in unnamed outlandish things. Her trial lasted on and off for 3 years. By 1621, when she was acquitted, her personality had disintegrated completely. She died the following year. At the age of 6, Kepler's son Frederick died of smallpox. A few months later, Kepler's wife Barbara died of typhus. 2 other children, Henry and Susanna, had died in infancy. Like many another of his age, Kepler spent much of his adult life cultivating favor from the nobility. He was habitually penniless and was often reduced, as his correspondence shows, to begging for handouts. He was the victim of religious persecution, though luckier in this regard than some. After he married for a second time, 3 more children died in infancy. a statistic that, in theory, carries less emotional weight than one might think, given the accepted levels of infant mortality for that era. In 16 and 19, despite the facts cited above, Kepler published the Harmonious Mundi, a text in which he set out to establish the correspondence between the laws of harmony and the disposition of planets in motion. In brief, Kepler argued that certain intervals, such as the octave, major and minor sixths, and major and minor thirds, were pleasurable, while other intervals were not. History indicated that mankind had always regarded certain intervals as unpleasant. Feeling that this set of universal taste pointed toward immutable laws, Kepler sought to map out the pleasurable intervals geometrically, and then to transfer that geometrical pattern to the order of the planets. The velocity of the planets, rather than their strict placement, constituted the harmony of the spheres. This velocity provided each planet with a note, what Armitage calls a term in a mathematically determined relation. In fact, each planet performed a short musical scale set down by Kepler in staff notation. The length of the scale depended upon the eccentricity of the orbit, and its limiting notes could generally be shown to form a concord, except for Venus and the Earth with their nearly circular orbits, whose scales were of very constricted range. At the creation, complete concord prevailed, and the morning stars sang together. 7. We began to eat dinner together. Accustomed to solitude, we did not always engage in conversation. I would read the newspaper or ink in letters on my geometrically patterned crossword puzzles at my end of the table, while Karen would read detective novels or Time at hers. If she had cooked, I would clear and wash the dishes, or if I had cooked, she did the cleaning. Experience and disappointments had made us methodical. She told me that she had once despised structured experiences governed by timetables, but that after several manic depressive episodes, she had learned to love regularity. This regularity included taking lithium at the same time, to the minute, every day. The season being summer, we would pack towels and swimming suits after dinner and drive out to one of several public beaches where we would swim until darkness came on. On calm evenings, Karen would drop her finger in the water and watch the waves lap outward. I favored immature splashing, or grabbing her by the arm and whirling her around me until I released her, and she would spin back and fall into the water, laughing as she sank. One evening, we found a private beach, 200 feet of sand, all to ourselves, on a lake 30 miles out of town. Framed on both sides by woods and well hidden from the highway, this beach had the additional advantage of being unpatrolled. We had no bathhouse in which to change, however, so Karen instructed me not to look as she walked about 50 feet away to a spot where she undressed and put on her suit. Though we had been intimate for at least a week, I still had not seen her naked. Like a good Victorian, she demanded that the shades be drawn, the lights out, and the covers pulled discreetly over us. But now, with the same methodical thoroughness, she wanted me to see her. So I looked. She was bent over under the tree boughs, the evening light breaking through the leaves and casting broken gold bands on her body. Her arms were delicate, an impression heightened by the paleness of her skin, but her breasts were full, at first making me think of Rubens women, then of Renoir's, then of nothing at all. Slowly, knowing I was watching her, she pinned her hair up. Not her breasts or arms, but that expression of vague contentment as she looked out toward the water away from me. That made me feel a tingling below my heart, somewhere in an emotional center near my stomach. I wanted to pick her up and carry her somewhere. But with my knees wobbly, it was all I could do to make my way over to where she stood and take her in my arms before she cried out, "Jesus," she said, shivering. "You gave me a surprise." I kissed her, waiting for inspiration to direct me on what to do next. Pick her up, carry her, make love to her on the sand, wade into the water with her, and swim out to the center of the lake where we would drown together in a Laurentian love grip. But then we broke the kiss. She put on her swimsuit like a good citizen, and we swam for our usual 15 minutes in silence. Afterward, we changed back into our clothes and drove home, muttering small talk. Behavior inspired by and demonstrating love embarrassed both of us. When I told her that she was beautiful and that I loved her, She patted me on the cheek and said, "Oh, how nice. You always try to say the right thing." To be continued. But something else that continues seemingly forever is the Tumblewords Project. This Saturday, June 1st, it's going to be me holding the talking stick and carrying forth on one of my favorite poets, Jack Gilbert. We'll have 3 responses based on some Jack Gilbert poems for the people. You can find me on Instagram at Kit Runaway.
Very, very, very. Okay. You sure you don't want any dinner? You just have the broccoli.
Okay. I already had dinner. Thanks, Ed. You can find me on Instagram at Kit Runaway. You can find me on Facebook easy enough. And the Tumblewords Project is also searchable on Facebook. Let's see. And this Thursday at the Old Sheepdog Brewery, the Pie Sisters are actually going to be our hosts for the night in a special event, confluence of different El Paso scenes, as I suppose all the open mics are. And Wednesday over Instagram Live, my friend Melody is running something called the Nitty Gritty Mic. So I'll be the feature for that. She told me to bring animal poems. I have a lot of those. So we'll see how that goes. So join us on Instagram Live on Wednesday for that. But I'm gonna hand it. You'll see me later in the night when I do the Max Headroom bit for Dan. But until then, we're kicking it back to Richie.
That's right. What a teaser. Thank you, Kit. Appreciate that. That is a piece of a much longer short story. So if you want to catch the beginning, you have to go back a few episodes, maybe what, 3 or 4 now? Hey, what's up, Ed? Got that quick unmute button going on now. Yeah, so Sandy in the house. I want to give a shout out to Tina. Tina, I think you were, if it's the Tina I'm thinking of, you were in my class this past semester. Hopefully final grades turned out all right. Yeah, welcome to the online live chat. Good to see you here. We're gonna go ahead and continue on with oh, awesome. Good to see you. Yeah, hopefully you're enjoying this young summer here. All right, we're gonna go ahead and continue on. We're gonna actually go international. Next up, our next performer is joining us from Malaysia. And I imagine I'm gonna do it ahead. You can share the screen. All right, so we have Julian Matthews in the house with us. Julian, welcome back. Hopefully you're doing
Hi.
well. Go ahead, take the stage when you are ready.
Yeah, hi. Lifeline. When you no longer have deadlines, 1, throw yourself a lifeline. 2, borrow a leaky boat and row. 3, get to the other side across the moat of your murky longings. 4, step out of the ivory tower you built, that empty, airless castle, the fortress of false dreams. 5, stop doing the thing you loathe, find the thing you might love, even for only just a while. 6, be aware of your shallowness. Take the plunge, go deep. 7, try. Recall that you were once formed in a river, the womb of the feminine universe. You swam before you could walk or talk, the flutter of your hatchling heart, learning to match the rhythm of the unflappable pounding above. You felt safe, innocent, guarded. And when you cried, and you did cry by 20 weeks, your fluids prevented anyone from hearing you. But the science suggests it wasn't from pain. It was practice. Imagine that. You taught yourself how to cry and even how to laugh before you knew about the human condition with all of its fragility, treachery, drudgery, fallibility, levity. Evolution embedded a need for you to self-express. So don't be the urchin at the bottom of the sea awaiting victims with its bouquet of hardened sharp quills. No, the moth, wrapped mummy-tight in its cocoon, emerging from its dream of flight, always needy to return home. You're not a tadpole either, losing swishy tail for springy legs, knowing how to jump before you croak. You're a river that lost its way, once tear-shaped, a freshy, a tributary, a rivulet now meandering down the mountain, hearing every bone-tired creek, riding streams of consciousness, flowing from fog-lifted minds, submerging grief, emerging wit, learning to crawl all over again. Even the metaphors you so hated have all begun to click, make sense, have meaning. Yet the ocean beckons, no turning back, no turning back, no turning back. Then be the river that bends and meets others halfway, even as you brook no nonsense from them. Strain against the negativity that drains, the sarcastic tide, the fault-finding that is a projection of your past, washed up, unfulfilled selves. Yes, you can tell the real from the unreal, the authentic, the genuine from the shifty drifters, even as time trickles on by. But what you run from, fight against, your core fears tend to linger, lurk, haunt, reappear. So give in, get up, remain fluid, share. You are the oasis you left behind. You are your own living sanctuary. Let go and let's go. And smile. One more. I can find it. Ooh. What's this? Okay. Last words. When the river, the waters, I got that wrong from the beginning. When the waters run dry, the river is pebbled, and you come down from the mountain ready to slake your thirst and commune with humans again. Is it necessary then to pander, grovel, lift rocks, break them, and rebuild your house of cards, do the sleight of hand, misdirect, make things magically appear like every move was a performance? Why must anyone conform to a society full of itself and their inflatable egos, rushing to obscure the sky with hot air, fill screens with your rabbit axe, the awe of ordinary things lost to copycats? The god of memes is a selfish temptress, Loki in disguise, master puppeteer, mistress to no one, the missing low-key hostess to house guests who overstay and never know when to say when and call it a day. Here's the wonder and mystery. How are you sucked into this vortex of voyeurism, exploiting kit, kin, and kinder to dance, strut, and sing, mining puff dreams of fluffy schemers, a million hopeful reapers putting lipstick on pigs just to sow that one rare viral laurel, hog a headline, a soaring swine, or an ape swinging from a vine. AI filters out of kilter the night zoo, offering free stays so you can peek into everyone's cages, curl up with the cheetahs, bet the Arctic wolf in sheep's clothing, be the elephant in your own two-star suite, coach the penguins on the new wiggle and shake, or perhaps teach the flamingos a proper one-legged pose. Do you suppose the end of 100,000 streams justifies the means? Scroll down the menagerie of masqueraders, lift the mask of these fakirs of fakery, poisonous influences of rivers of time with their effluence of neediness, vanity purveyors in search of their own vein of gold within crevices of ones and zeros, capered heroes on top of their own itty-bitty hills, conquistadors marking out their own patch of crowded cloud, the new colonizers. Are you surprised you feel gutted, even emotionally constipated, wanting to let go, climb back into the hollow of your own heart, crawl into the warm cubbyhole, your cave of adullam, to rest, recuperate in stillness and hope, where the flings and arrows of the past no longer find their target? And you are once again the soul seeker, just another body under the Bodhi, translating your streams of self-consciousness, these wriggly words that vex you, into a state claim as yet unsung, just like a beetle, rolling poetic piles into one big precious mound of delectable dung. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Julian Matthews, everyone. Look him up online. If you got any links, please put them in the chat. Yeah, Julian Matthews. Hashtag not poetry. Okay. Remember that one. Very cool stuff. As always. Also, I appreciate getting to read along as you read it out loud. That's a cool feature. If you guys didn't know, something you guys can do. Just gotta make sure you watch your tabs, make sure there's nothing suspicious in there. But yeah, that was awesome as always. Thank you for joining us, Julian. We are going to continue with our international journey. And we're going to go from Malaysia to Canada, where we're going to check in with Cassie. And Cassie is in the room with us right now. Let's double check because I saw you kept on trying to enter the room. Hey, what up, Cassie? How you doing? Happy Monday. What's
Happy
good?
Monday. Okay.
Oh,
Um,
accidentally. Hold on. Hold on. All right, there you go. When you are ready, go ahead and take it away.
okay. Um, Hopefully I don't sound like a robot poet. That happens with my audio, as most of you know. That's good. Thank you for shaking your head, Mike. I appreciate that. Okay, so I will go ahead. I'm going to read a couple that I've read here before, but it's been a few months. So some of my poems are going to get recycled, apparently. But this first one, I believe, is one that I have not read here before. It's an old one. It's called Stimulus. The most effective words you can use are the words whose character twists at your core, just slightly, creating the most subtle discomfort. It is these words that find their way deep into the essence, your essence. If you were a garden bed, these words would seep into your soil, caressing your root beds with tiny droplets of food-colored water. It is here that you are experiencing, feeling something real, a little pinprick that tickles your nerves, just slightly. It's stimulation at its most intimate. Okay. For some reason I'm very out of breath. So I'm just gonna, this happens every time, every week. I'm gonna take a moment. Okay. So this next one is called Handbook for Shedding Indulgent Shyness. When that feeling begins to caress your nerves, don't flinch. Give in. Stimulation is not lethal, not even life-threatening. Let your tongue wander, dance across whatever surface that calls to it. Let your taste buds loose. Don't fear confetti or its mess. The fireworks in your nervous system from newfound pleasures may be loud, but their reverberation in your may be loud. Their reverberation in your earth may startle at first, but you will learn to yearn for the quake, the drive to embrace all sorts of tantalizing vibrations will become second nature once you let it in. Okay. If I could breathe better, this would be easier. Okay. So I have one more. It's called A Dark Liminal Space. I know it's quiet. Don't strain your eyes to see through the dark. It feels still here because it is. There is something to be done, however. It may feel vastly distant in the darkness, but just over there is a door, and on the other side is you, a different version of you. There you are free from your confines, that itch you've been meaning to scratch. Over there, it is satiated. Somewhere here, there is a key, lying around, waiting for you. All these years you've been collecting the parts for a lantern. All that is left is assembly and the courage to light a match, step forward, and approach the door. Okay, that's what I have for poetry. There is one more week of my online generative poetry workshop, Bound to Temporary Spaces. You've been here before, you've heard this spiel, but it's a workshop exploring a relationship to place. This last week is a very general week where we'll be looking at poetry that explores just that connection and feelings of disconnection from place. So if you're curious, you can go to my Instagram, which is Relentless Intrigue, And I'll also throw the sign up form in the chat, which has more details if you'd like to read about it. Okay, thank you, Richie.
All right, thank you, Cassie. That's right. So if you feel disconnected, go get connected and check out her workshop. I did terrible this month in making any of them. I just did not work out, but highly recommended. It's a little different than a lot of the other generative workshops that I've been to. You get like a little syllabus and some really good scaffolding typewriting things. So that's no spoilers for that, but they're always well researched poems and fit really well with the theme. So yeah, check it out. Relentless Intrigue. Okay. Also, Dan left a little candle emoji for you, so I think that's a good thing. And you got the heart from Sandy. All right, let's go ahead and continue onwards. We have another performer. One of my favorite methods here is when someone starts in the live stream and joins us in Zoom for to eventually perform. It's been a while since they've been here. Joining us from Massachusetts, we have Jeff Taylor from the Garage Poets. Jeff, welcome back to the show. When you are ready, go ahead and take it away. Whoops.
Hey, thank you, Richie. Good to be here. Yeah, I've got like two poems that I'm thinking are one poem. So thanks. So I've been having a hard time with how to put them together. So I thought I would just kind of attempt something on the spot here and see how it worked out. I'm not good at making small talk. I say things like, does the muse know anything about money? Do fathers know anything about Death Stars? Do bike lanes know anything about traffic? So in an attempt to improve my personality, I spent the last 999 hours having short, meaningless conversations with myself. I practiced posing innocuous questions. Did you watch the game last night? The problem is I never actually remember to watch the game. What with all the practicing. Instead, I end up saying things like, do broken pencils know anything about ADHD? Do sunsets know anything about nightlights? Does religion know anything about ghosts? Do aliens know anything about airplanes? Do dinosaurs know anything about surviving? Do flowers know anything about climate change? Does the sky know anything about alarm clocks? Do surgeons know anything about hacking? Do washing machines know anything about sex? Does the local government know anything about being my ride or die? What do maps know about making connections? What does my reflection know about changing directions? Inevitably, the person I'm talking to asks if I've watched the game. So that's me editing on the fly here, trying to make two poems, one poem. But I'm happy with how it came out. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, I wasn't able to tell. So how tell us about what you have going on, how people can check you out online and support what you got going on as well.
So if you can go to on YouTube, there's the Garage Poets open mic, and I've got one video up there where I talk about some books that I just got some books from indie publishers, so poetry books. So I talk about those books and I read a few poems from those books. And I'm going to start doing some more like that, but I've got one up there now. Also on the channel is some of the past Garage Poets open mics. Kit Wren was a past feature, so you can see that up there. But other than that, I've got the Controversy open mic going that I've been co-hosting. and that's second and fourth Mondays, but it's in person here in Malden, Massachusetts. And we do that at the local public broadcasting TV studio, and that gets put out to the local cable on Comcast and Verizon, but it's also online. So we're going to be putting them up on the YouTube, the Controversial for Mike YouTube, but that's not up yet. So, but look for that. I'll let you know when that's up.
All right, cool. Thank you. And we'll be on the lookout for that as well. Thanks again for making the time. Good to see you, Jeff.
Yeah, good to see you, Richie. This is always one of the best open mics out there. That's due to your awesome hosting. So thank you very much.
Much appreciated. Very cool. Okay, cool. What is going on, everyone? This is our online mic. We're happy to have you here with us. If you're tuning in live, that's amazing. I know that it could be hard for some people on Mondays, and for some people, depending on the time zone, it gets kind of late. So I know that people do tune in at various points throughout the week. This will stay up, and at some point, you'll see Kit, who will be adding timestamps so you can go and catch particular performances. You can go back to any of our past episodes and see that happening now. All right, so we have a few left. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna read something or not, but before that, I don't know if I will, but before that, we're going to go ahead and head off to Washington, D.C., where we have our very own Zoom bomber in the house. Just kidding. He did enthusiastically get in a couple times today, but we got Ed Poetastic back in the house. Ed, you know what's up, man. Take it away, my friend.
Taking my bro like no other words like thunder. And please, 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 Richie, read so you can plant the worldly seed. And another thing, there's no debate. You are great. But anyway, happy Memorial Month. My name is Ed Potasso, feeling fantastic. Please tell me you can join my rhyme follow Sublime. I got one short piece and three not so long pieces, so I won't take too much time. This first piece came out of Bill Sparks' wonderful workshop at Tumblewords. It was really good. Actually, I couldn't recommend it enough. This is called The Mournful Dead. It's short. Let's weep for the dead to where they have bled. They can rest their heads with a taste of crimson and lead. War is such a chaotic thing, destroying everything and anything. Only the departed are listening. Only the victims keep on petitioning. Absolutely nothing is meant by war. It destroys and rips out our crying cores. We can't take this historical chaos anymore. No more blood, bullets, bombs, or debris drifting ashore. Thank you. Um, this other one is called The Bullets of War. I be both your name. My heart yearns for your demise. You're to blame for my flame. I'm gonna kill you down to size. What I mercilessly hate you is because you're my enemy. This black hate, no clear views. My dark rays had no sympathy. I slowly reloaded my steel gun, my fingers covered in bees. My shadow covered the sun. Run, run, run away, please. There goes one of your eyes. You loudly blare, why? You fall, but your blood rise. You kept going. I whimpered with a sigh. There goes one of your arms. You're my prey, but please go far away. You're disarmed, but I still mean you harm. What can I say that went underway? There goes one of your legs. The pain must be unbearable. It sounds like cracked eggs. What is next is unconceivable. There goes your head. I forgot what you said. Oh, right. I hope you eat lead. The cold grounds your bed. The roses oozed and spread. There goes one of your hands. You were just a man. I feel you, but I try not to understand. And your name is buried in dirt and sand. Image of a crying phantom, my body icy as steel. You can't find an inner sanctum. There's no peace for your ordeals, rest or heal. I hear crowds in my head. I wish it was me instead of you. I lay dread for the future up ahead. What can I do or hope to do? There are no winners in wars, more losses and no gains. There are no restorations or scores. Please, no more pain or life remains. Do I really need to explain? Thank you. My second piece is actually an anthology. It's in Finn anthology. Finn Hall, which is a great poet in Scotland. This is an anthology. This is called United States of America Is. United States of America is, why are you asking me? I'm an immigrant too. Please read this poetry. Maybe we can make a breakthrough. History seems to repeat itself. It repeats time, and time again. Land, opportunity, and wealth. When will this dream stop or end? It's not made from taxes, refueling senseless wars. Poor corpses were piled by the masses. Blood is soaking all our shores. It's not made from freedom. People are slaving away, using their sweat to fuel the system each and every single day. It's not made from dollars, the root of all evil. It's food for the robbers or callers. All this is plainly legal. It's not made by the founding fathers. The Declaration of Independence is signed in red ink. The honor of slavery, bigotry, and copper, the mockery this represents really stinks. It's not made from culture. We took something precious and made our own. We tossed the leftovers to the vultures. Who cares? It's not carved in stone. It's not made from firearms. Iron shards rain down misery. After it finishes, these set the alarms. The victim deserves justice and sympathy. It's not made from our representatives. They serenade us with sugar-coated lies. I'm not trying to be insensitive. Please watch how corruption rise. It's not made from the Bill of Rights. People misuse it every single day. They use it to fuel their fights. What more can I say? It's not made from the news. It's give us half the truth. It's dramatic and flashy for the reviews. Can we educate the citizens, including the youth? It's not made of equality, no matter how much you advertise it. It's not in the world's ideology. This ancient conflict still exists. It's not made from our flag. The stars aren't united. The truth can make you gag. We are more divided. What does America means to me is one big jigsaw puzzle. A few can understandably agree. If you say too much, you'll get the muzzle. Thank you. And my last piece is actually from a poet I got on the internet. It's called The Unknown Soldier by Anja Morgan. He is known to the sun-white majesties who stand at the gates of dawn. He is known to the cloud-born company whose soul but late have gone. Like wind-flung stars through latest bars, they throng to greet their own. With voice of flame, they sound his name, who died to us unknown. He hailed by the time-crowned brotherhood, by the dauntless of Marathon, by Raymond, Godfrey, and Lionheart, whose dreams he carried on. His name they call through the heavenly hall, unheard by earthly ear. He is claimed by the fame in Arcady, who knew no title here. Oh, faint was the lamp of Cyrus, and dim was the Milky Way. Oh, fair was the floor of paradise, for the soil where the soldier lay. Oh, chill and stark was the crimson dark, where huddled men lay deep. His comrades all deny his call. Long had they lain in sleep. Oh, strange how the lamp of Cyrus drops low to the dazzled eyes. Oh, strange how the steel-red battlefields are floors of paradise. Oh, strange how the ground with never a sound swings open tier on tier, and standing there in the shining air are the friends he cherished here. They are known to the sun-shod They are known to the sun-shod sentinels who circle the morning door. They are led by a cloud-bright company through paths unseen before. Like blossoms blown, their souls have flown, past war and reeking sod. In the book unbound, their names are found. They are known in the courts of God. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate you, man. How can the fine people watching online and YouTube follow and support you online?
Well, they can follow me and support me online while come this wonderful open mic. They make sure Monday says the light in the wonderful, fantastic spotlight. All right, buddy. If you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook's Eddie Foreman and my IG's Eddie Foreman 92. And remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my protesting insight. If you send me a request, you take guess. The answer is yes. Hope everyone stay blessed and never stop spewing the one words outside your chest. Now stop feeling and doing and being your best. And remember, you're more important than you ever know. Don't stop your flow and don't stop your glow. If you don't know, now you know. And how I love this show. Woo!
Appreciate it, Ed. Keep shining that poetic spotlight. That's right, Ed. Poetastic, shining some poet synthesis into the Zoom call. All right. So, as always, a little bit of peer pressure. I went and found. I'll try. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna set a timer so I can make sure I don't go too long. Let me see, because I got a couple pieces. I just went and picked up a stack of books. Closest to my bed. Give me a second here. Timer. Here we go. Stopwatch to be more precise. All right. So this is a poem that was published in my college's literary journal, Chrysalis. They pretty much made me submit, but that's cool. This one's called Alargando, short piece. And it is a musical direction. You've studied music. There are a lot of different commands that you can read on a piece of music. So if you want to speed up a piece of music or slow it down, right? If you want to get louder, crescendo, right? Alargando is a specific direction that dictates that the music is going to gradually slow down, but also get bigger and bigger, more grand. So I thought it was a cool metaphor. So it's called Alargando. I want to experience you in slow motion to better understand the flutter of your smile as it unfolds into a mercy I had only known to take flight for better men. You can't break this mazapan heart. We covered it in sweetness. All right, so there's that one. It's a short one. That's why I chose it. If you're not familiar with the mazapan, right, those are the little candies that break apart very easily just by opening them out of the wrapper. So it's a skill even then to do that. I was looking for Jose Olivares poem that is also kind of similar. It's a little short. He's like, I once knew a chola so smooth she could eat hot Cheetos without getting dust on her fingers or something. It was something like that, you know. This is want to give a shout out to a local homie. I don't think he's not made it out to these online mics, but they do make it out to our in-person mics from time to time. David Latif, who wrote The Chair, a cluttered pile of neuroqueer poetry. So shout out to David, who is an awesome writer and a huge supporter. This one's called I Miss Open Mic Nights. In parentheses, dear deities. I miss open mic nights, the hollowed halls of some bar, filled with broken souls, artists trying way too hard for my cool friends who want to leave as soon as they arrive. But here is a temple for the divinely profane, a place where we fuck up in words and play the wrong chords, and a prayer to the others in the room. Dear deity, I forget your name. You said it when you first walked in. Your poetry's so good. I wish I could write like you and also remember names. Dear deity, how did you remember the chords? I also have to have my sheet music, but I forget to bring a music stand for it. Dear deity, do you want the rest of my tacos? I'm kind of full. Dear deities, here's a poem. I hope it's good enough. So that was a cool little ode that David wrote about the open mics. And there's a lot of more cool stuff. But again, I'm going to try and give a shout out and read more from friends. For example, someone that hasn't been here in a while. She's currently in Germany. She was in South Korea. My friend Nancy, Nancy Lechuga. She had this chapbook called She King. And before she left, we had a nice book release. So this one is from her. It's called In This Parallel Universe. In this parallel universe, I am an avid collector. The crazy witch lady who lives next door with shelves and shelves filled with glassware and jars overfilling with memories and the earth's successes. Jars with dead star carcasses and imagined kisses. Homemade peanut butter for my lover. Unfulfilled thrusts Old tin cans filled with lagañas, premature ejaculations, and cardboard boxes of unspoken words and musty tears. My little home is lovely, a living structure of adjectives and the walls of 20 hearts, dangling participles, dried up umbilical cords, and strings of garlic hanging from a wooden roof, wreaths made of pubic hair and miscalculations, poem lines weaved onto my chain link fence, pending orgasms in my spice rack, desires inside drums, choreographies in Ziploc bags, prayers in teacups, and communist manifestos next to cookie recipes and bank statements. My mother is my daughter, and my daughter, my grandmother. Here, you will often spot me at your local library during discarded book sales, buying thick, outdated encyclopedias in which to carve out a deep square to use as a hiding space for my father's secrets. I am the lady with the cluttered backyard, with piles upon piles of used tires to store my lover's eyelashes, their lies, their feeble hugs, their liquid fears, their sour fists, their candid tricks. In my many cabinets, I keep love potions next to the ammonia and the orange juice, marriage vows and broken carburetors behind my iron pots and cauldrons, broken promises, and on full moons, I burn misunderstandings, bury black eyes and bloody lips, make necklaces from oppression, soups from heartbreaks, and stuff my many orifices of my many bodies with my lover's scent. In this parallel universe, I build the yellow brick road and think about a world in which I am just a dreamy poet. All right, so that is from Nancy, and I have 6 minutes here. I'm going to read Aguante because I just love reading his work. But I have not read this one. All right. So after me is Dan. This will be the prelude to that. It's called To Young Leaders. So here's what you can expect: a burlap sack with a dollar sign on it or a check. They'll throw it at your feet and ask you to dance. They'll point rocket launchers at your feet and ask you to dance. I never danced. Proud to play the wall and leave early, riding shotgun with Cersei. Watch for the pigs, watch for the cigarette vendors, watch for the bread and circuses, and remember, everything's for sale and everything will kill you, so don't buy it. Remember who supplies it. Their teeth are syringes, eyes are blood diamonds, shining the patron saints of gun violence. Remember, a poem is worth more than a prayer. A prayer is a quiet conversation. A poem is an incantation, a fireball from your fingertips. It's something out of nothing, and we're listening, so spit it. Every mic is a magic wand, and all the stage is a world. So when they ask you to dance, kick them in the teeth. Listen to the beat. Listen to the beat. In less than 100 years, every single one of your Facebook friends will be dead. Your life, your impact upon this planet, upon your community cannot be measured in likes, in plays, in CDs sold. You better recognize, you better weaponize. So here's what you can expect: style over substance, lust and fear over respect. I used to rap really fast, and the kids at the shows would say, damn, but they wouldn't understand. See, what you say is more important than how you say it. What you do is more important than what you say. And what you build is more important than what you do. So, what you gonna build today, young leader? Young metahuman, young spellcaster, stay fashioned in the blueprints. Humility is beautiful, but when worse comes to worse, remember what you're worth. Remember, people who have not accomplished half of what you have are going to tell you that you work too hard, and they'll support your yapping. But when you propose action, they'll tell you that it goes too far. But if you really want change, be prepared to make war, whether physical, spiritual, cultural, or something more. Because if we are the ones we've been waiting for, the hell are we waiting for? The soundtrack of your life should not be background music. Wrap your poetry around a war club. Take your most potent, battle tested folk music, turn the bass up and add some drums that bang. You better recognize, you better weaponize. We are more than the sum of our parts. They are less than the sum of our fears. I think the guards are asleep at the gate, and we got all the weapons we need right here. See, we are more than the sum of our parts. They are less than the sum of our fears. I think the guard is asleep at the gate, and we got all the weapons we need right here. All right, so that's Kyle Myrie from his song, his book, A Love Song, Death Rattle, Battle Cry. I read a lot from it. It's I love the call to action on these. Talks about a lot of a variety of topics. So thanks for listening, guys. That's the open mic. I'm just kidding. We got Dan up next. But I want to thank everyone who's hanging out with us here on the call online, and something we've been doing the last couple of weeks, and it's kind of worked out. Kit is holding in his hands our next performer. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage, Mr. Dan the Man. Take it away.
All right, how's everybody doing tonight? I want to say happy Memorial Day to each and every one of the soldiers out there, especially first responders, frontliners, and especially law enforcement as well. And for those who served our country very well. And the reason why I mentioned frontliners, it's because it was during the pandemic. So we thank them we thank the frontliners for their service, like especially first responders, and especially soldiers and everybody, those who served, and veterans, remembering our heroes. Definitely remembering our heroes. It's because the heroes, well, we give them the rose, and for those we knew, we always we knows. And this time, it was like the fire hoses, like firefighters, and then always say, and it's always open and closed. And we shokes, and we say we still hold the rose, and especially candles. Remember the heroes on Memorial Day. So it's always every fifth Monday. Every fifth Monday of the fifth month is Memorial Day. So we remember it's always that day. Yep. And unbelievably, Saturday. We celebrate the first day of the 6th month. It's called Pride Day, which is also Pride Month. It's also a guide to the LGBTQ community. And it is all wide to celebrate the LGBTQ community. Yep. So, and Pride, like in the name of love, by YouTube. Okay. All right. And where have we been? It's always such. Yep. Always again. Like it's Memorial Day, and according to Brantley Gilbert, it's a hell of an amen. Yeah, till we meet again, my friend, till the end. Always we recommend on Memorial Day. It's a hell of an amen. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, this is it. So, all right. It looks like I'm gonna have to find a new phone. So hopefully, maybe a drone. It's probably it's gonna be a while. So I'll keep you guys posted when the updates come available. So. All right, guys. Thanks again, Kit. All right, Richie, thank you very much. And for those of you who, Bill, long time. It's been a while. And yeah, Doc and everybody else. And that's still a nice hat, Mike. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, and Richie, kid, if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you Thursday at the Old Sheepdog Brewery for Pie Sisters. Yep. And yep, on Saturday we start Pride Month, which about 4 weeks away, less than 4 weeks away till my birthday. So the big 4-1. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you very much, everybody, and thank you, Kit and Richie. Thank you. I'll see you Thursday, and let's go ahead and call it a night.
All right, Dan.
Okay. Cool, Dan. Thanks again
Thanks,
for
We'll see you.
finding a way, and that's what we do here, right? As performers, as creators, as writers, we find a way and make it happen. Thanks to Kit for holding Dan up like that. Do some nice arm exercises late in the night. Yeah, so if you are in the Paso area, in the Paso region, check us out this week. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we're going to be downtown at Mona Bar of Modern Art. Come on by, come practice your songs, come shake some rust off, try out some new songs, whatever, and hang out. I could definitely use all the help in the world for those shows, especially singer-songwriters, musicians, poets, pros, whatever come through. Thursday, of course, Old Sheepdog. I do anticipate it could be a pretty packed event, a lot of people. In addition to our show, there's my friend Diego's doing a show as well in the same building area. So we do anticipate a lot of people. So if you do want to perform, try and be there early to get on the list. We only have till about 11:30. We're going to try and be outside, granted that it's not too windy or the weather is too bad. We'd like to be outside in the patio. As always, we want to give a shout out to Old Sheepdog Brewery for letting us do our thing there at their business the last Thursday of every month. If you guys have not had a chance, if you live in the Paso area, go visit Old Sheepdog Brewery. I think they could use a little bit of help and support from the community because they do so much to support us too. So I want to give a shout out to that. This Saturday, June 1st, is also the art show. It's going to be put together, the one that's put together by Amber James and Lisa Generette. Fearless, Strange, Magnificent, an arts literary show for women. As I understand, there's over 50 women and non-binary creatives and authors, many who you've seen through Barbed Wire, not only online but in person. That's going to be at 500 West Overland from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. I definitely will be there. So if you guys go, I'll see you there. Otherwise, we'll see you next week for the online mic. My name is Richie. You can follow me. Follow the Barbed Wire Open Mic on social media, and you can follow me at Deadwell Reveries. Have a good night, guys. If you want to stick around, we're going to be here in the Zoom room, but otherwise,